Hello everyone. Today we're gonna test some new microphone settings. Please let me know if there's some problem with it. In the meantime, until I get ranked matches, I will do some raceway here to get the weekly Halloween achievement, of course. And maybe even beat my all-time record on this. Not with this one, but just have to get some runs going. My all-time record is actually quite hard to beat, at least for me. Might be some trick here for beating that even easier. So this is the Springer race. It's the fastest way to do your weekly achievement if you're not doing the lab farm for the whole week or doing a clock tower jumping puzzle. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to answer anything you might throw at me. Of course, not everything can be answered by me, but I will try my best. So my all-time record is 36 seconds. Let's see if I can beat it. Probably not. It's quite tough to beat. There we get our first match as well. I will try to play different builds today as always, just not that you get bored, some different, maybe even if you have some suggestions I can try it. Because of course I like to have some variance. As I said, just doing this here in the downtime, because the matches take, even on to this time of the day, quite a long time to get any queue pops, so I want to have at least something, to do, not standing around in Heart of the Mists. It's quite boring. Ah, hey Palencio, welcome. So if you're online and want to do a queue, why not? I'm up for it. But of course, if you just want to relax and watch me lose some games, that's fine as well. Hello, hello. Welcome. Ah, you're raiding. Yeah, sure. Have fun. Maybe you can stick around and we can have some fun as well. Depends how much you have to think and talk with your raiding party. So let's see what we have here. So on this map I don't want to play support, of course. So we already have probably 2 side noders, so should go for something more aggressive. I think could be a good Willbender match, or yeah, I think a Willbender match is actually fine here. Hey, Ali. Yeah, sure. Look as much as you want, and hope to join you. Yeah, Ben. I mean, welcome to the stream. So, let's see. So on this map, I really would recommend, if you are support main and can play something else, most of the time it's not worth it, especially in ranked, to go for support here. Because if the match goes to the, let's say, point where there are 2 buffs up, you have, so to say, 5 nodes that are contested, and you will most likely lose any value that you have as a support. And I really fear that moment, especially in ranked matches, because in ranked matches you have to be the person to play proactive. Ah, you're Roderick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's see how it goes. Lately I was on a big losing streak, so let's see if we can get some fun wins. So we have here Scourge. Of course, it's an easy target. So this guy mowed me. What? Why did my teleport not work? Oh, I greeded too much. I thought I could save my renewed focus there. That's the thing. If you greed on Willbender, you might win the match, but if you fail and it wasn't worth it, you might also lose. And I would say most often than not you lose, because it's really a spec where you get punished so easily. Okay, I got the kill here. Very nice. Be a bit careful. Okay, they again. You've got the temple. Okay, I got this guy. Wait. 2v3. Why is he stomping? He has 5%. Turds. At least we won the whole map from that. I take that. Yeah, exactly. So the typical Willbender would be just you spam everything that you can. You see, just deal out as much damage as you can. And most likely you either kill the enemy, or if you get outplayed, or you, let's say, don't hit your skills, you will lose, especially if you don't have your renewed focus up. So yeah, just try to outrate the enemy. Be aware that the pathing of your, especially your Willbender skills, your F skills, is really, really weird. So if you, holy shit, if you then don't connect them, it's really, it can be a death sentence. So always try to hit your skills as much as you can, but be aware that especially on, if the enemy is on higher terrain, it might not connect, so don't waste them if you feel like they will not hit anyway.
Stillness has appeared.
But it's really fun currently to play Willbender. And I would say after the spear nerfs, and especially with the upcoming, let's say, the buffs to Dagger Elementals, for example, or also Condition Herald, I would say Willbender is actually fine-ish in the current PvP meta. It's not completely broken, so that's good, I would say. There's someone still decapping us. That's a little bit annoying.
You control the gate.
So I hope my microphone settings are good because I changed some stuff so that it's a little bit more clear and the noise gate is a little bit better. Please let me know if you have the feeling that some of my sentences, or at least my words, are cut off. Hope not. Just let me know. Okay, very good. Then let's hope I can make an even better stream than today. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Typical ranked experience. You know, when you are in the winning team, the enemy team is writing that there are some people that you should report, you know. Very typical ranked experience.
You control the gate.
When you greed, then you lose instantly your life as a Willbender.
Your enemy sees the altar.
Assistance, please. That's refreshing.
Can't breathe. Tranquility has appeared.
Hey Phantom, welcome to the stream.
You've captured the altar.
Just some PvPing today. Had some rough matches in, let's say, the last few days. So I thought might be better to stream it so I have something to talk about and not be frustrated, have some fun. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing on Willbender is that you feel like you have so much damage, you just go always in, you never think about leaving the match alive, you just want to kill the enemy, you know, that's the only thing that matters to you. And sometimes you just greed way too much and then you lose the matchup. So I don't know what this was actually, I really don't know. All those players were really bad. So typically I'm Platinum 1 this league, but currently my rating is rather low because I lost 7 or 6 matches in a row. So each of them minus 14 or something, so you can imagine where my normal rating would be. Thanks, Abri. Really appreciate all the support, yeah. shout out to all the guys on YouTube. So I want to remind you, there's still a few hours left on my giveaway on my channel. If you did not enter yet, just look up the video from last week. I will give away 500 gold there, so be sure to enter there. Really easy, just leave a comment and be a subscriber, of course. Would be sad if you missed it. I wanted to do the some Halloween weekly while I was queuing. Probably not worth it now. Also wanted to get in some gameplay on the Dagger Catalyst that is now popping off. It's really fun to play. I really like the playstyle. But it's not suited in all matches because sometimes it just, you know, as a side note, or sometimes you win your one-on-ones and your team still loses the whole map and you can't do anything about that. It feels really depressing. Also, what I always forget is that when you play PvP and come from other game modes, you should always adjust the character model limit to the highest your PC can easily handle. So if you feel like it's the highest, you should go for it, but most of the time medium is enough. And most importantly, that's really the biggest thing you should change from PvE and World vs. World is this effect LOD should be switched off. So effect limit of detail is really important in PvP. So if this is checked, for example, the Harbinger 5 Shroud skill, the float skill, will not render most of the time. And that's so important that you see the skill, not only the animation, but also the skill itself when it's there. So I really feel like if you don't have that turned on, you're playing with a major disadvantage. So always try to do that. Just a quick tip. So, in my opinion, the thing is, I would say Spear is newer, and that's why it's a little bit more fun to play. But I would, for me at least, but I would say Greatsword also has a lot of utility. You know, if you switch for Greatsword, the Spear, I would then also swap the Relic of the Stormsinger, probably to the how is it called, Relic of the Brawler. I think. Yeah, exactly. Because you don't have to lose one of those dashes or leaps, and therefore you lose also one of those blocks. If you feel like, that it's value, you should go for it. So Roderick, the next patch is not announced yet, but it's highly likely that it will be in 21 days, exactly 3 weeks, because then the Wizard's Vault special achievements will reset, and it's most of the time it was accurate that exactly then will the next patch drop. So that would be, what would that be? Probably mid of November, something 18th or something, 19th. Yeah. Let's see if that's true. They have not announced anything yet regarding that, at least that I'm aware of. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to ask, you know. Yeah, currently I really like the spear just because it's new. Before the nerfs, it was really broken. It was clearly the better option to run spear. Now I would say it's a little bit more flexible. And you could also even run hammer. I think hammer is also valuable because they buffed hammer recently. So your hammer skills, your hammer 2 always hit hard. But now if you hit your hammer skill 4, you can then so it will reset the 2 skill as well. And then the next 2 skill you use will not be a normal leap that it does. It will be a teleport to your target. So that's a really fun interaction. And also the ring is quite good because not a lot of classes have stability access. And that's why you can also go hammer. I would say that's both. Yeah, exactly. So I would say the hammer build is definitely, especially in ranked, is really good. For example, if you tap a thief with it, especially a bound thief or something, they are so dead. They have no option if they don't have the stun break teleport. Yeah. But I would say it depends on your playstyle. I think the hammer playstyle is a little bit slower. That's why I don't like it as much. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. So I think this match I should go for a side noder. We don't have any side node. So yeah, I think the spear, just to finish this conversation, I think the spear is, you have a lot of skills that you have to hit. If you don't hit them, you do no damage. If you play hammer, the 2 skill is an AoE that is rather easy to hit. Your 5 skill enables all your other skills. So I think hammer is a little bit safer if you feel like you can't hit anything. And the greatsword variant is probably the easiest to play, I would say. I don't know, maybe. So Phantom, which race gender combination would I play or would I do for your fashion was? So I think that the most typical one that people go for with the ranger thing is probably Sylvari Ranger. I think that's such a common choice, and I think it makes sense. It's just that they are the nature race. And I really enjoy some of the cultural sets they have. But for me, it's if I really want to go for fashion, most of the time I actually go for human, female, just because I enjoy it to watch it the most. Might be different for everyone, but that's just my honest opinion. Sorry if I am a little bit lame here. I think the coolest skins are for humans most of the time.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs.
That's a good matchup for me, definitely. Just have to be a bit careful with the outnumbered. But in general, I would say that's a good matchup for me. Yeah, okay, maybe not. Did not expect to get that much damage. Should not talk all the time when I have to concentrate and win a 1-on-1 here, but okay. Yeah, so I would say it's just you can go for anything. I think whatever you like the most. I feel like I most of the time have some, system, some categorizing behind it. So all my Sylvaris are my PvP characters. That's what I like. But most of the time, it's nothing where I say I have to go for Sylvari because I really enjoy Sylvari.
You lost the graveyard.
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. So in hello, by the way, roaming spell. So yes, in World vs. World, all my characters are Asura. So that's it. And if I play PvE, I have to look at my human females. Yeah, this is the question. If Sylvari, if it eats Celet, if that's cannibalism, that's a question that has been around since the start of Guild Wars 2, and no one answered it yet. So let's see if we will get ever an answer to this really important question. I wouldn't say that's a typical matchup I want to have. But okay, I take it. Thanks a lot for the raid. Very nice. Very good. Thanks a lot. I hope I can entertain you as much as your previous stream. Welcome. Unlucky, unlucky. Have to concentrate here. I will welcome you and all the support I get here. Just let me make sure that we win this 2v2 here, because we will actually win the map of this if we can get it done. No, it seems unlikely. Now the question is if I can get the rest. No, I can't. Holy shit, 3 people now here. Did not expect it.
You've taken the graveyard.
Thanks again for all the follows. Thanks for the raid. Shout out to Ratchoral. Yeah, you enjoy the YouTube videos. Yeah, glad you like them. Really enjoy it to make them. So be sure to check them out if you haven't. I do a lot of Guild Wars 2 guides. Not only guides, also some discussions regarding all game modes actually. So if you want to have some opinions, some YouTube guides. Yeah, thanks for the recommendations. Yeah, I really try to put some effort into the videos, think about the builds I put out. And also I really think, especially me as a veteran player where I have a lot of knowledge, I want to help the community so that new players can at least have some resource to get new, builds, but also new things that they can learn. For example, I put out a guide about how to make gold with spirit shards. I think a lot of veterans know about this. I'm dead again. But new players that are just starting out and getting to 80 and stuff, they don't know that spirit shards are such a valuable currency, so that's why I put them out as well. Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube so that I just have both platforms active, because why wouldn't I, So you can sadly only see the Twitch chat in the video, because I think Twitch doesn't allow the multi-chat to be active in my stream. Thanks for the follow, Mango. And all the others, single head, all your guys, thanks a lot. I think this match is actually lost. I was talking too much, not concentrating at all. Sorry. But I actually think it's, even though I have so much Condi Glance, I feel like I'm still getting really heavily pressured by a condition ref. Maybe I'm playing it wrong, probably actually, but still.
You've lost the quarry. You lost the waterfall.
Wait, how did they get rest? Am I blind or? Yeah, actually, you're completely right. I would play, of course, Marauder here, but I did not know actually that I would face permanently 2 condition refs in this matchup. They have a Vindicator. I did not expect them to also be Condi. But yeah, you're totally right. I would have to play Marauder here.
You lost the graveyard.
So if you face any good players, you most of the time actually beta dodge or stun break out with your updraft. And if you then wait with your typical combo of going into the, how's it called, burning speed after the updraft, you can actually beta dodge or stun break or both of them even. And then you do with a short delay, the burning speed, and you still get damage. It's actually quite a fun combo to do.
You lost the graveyard. You've lost the quarry.
So on YouTube I also have a series where I talk about my recorded videos of one specific match, and I comment on my gameplay. And I really feel like I do so many mistakes during my match that I just notice when I, let's say, rewatch my videos. And it's amazing how much I can learn from it. And I really hope that people that watch that can also appreciate the learning process they can have just by watching their own gameplay. And I feel like if I stream, I have that to a smaller extent as well. Not to the same extent, because I have to talk while I play the match. It's way harder. I think a lot of people don't expect how hard it is to talk while you play at a high level. I think not a lot of people in Guild Wars 2 community at least can do that, and I feel like I try to do my best, but I'm not very good at it right now. Hope you can still enjoy what I'm doing, and maybe even, you know, get a bit, give a bit more tips while I stream, just so that we all can learn something. Yeah, glad you enjoyed, Lazy Owl. Thanks for the follow, Floral. I really also enjoy a lot the new Tempest buffs, so Tempest is now way better to play in PvP again. Really enjoyed it. And with the nerfs to support Chrono, I think it's actually Elementalist is in a good spot right now. Yeah, Flora, welcome. And I think I played I don't know, I think it was 3 seasons ago, or maybe even more, just before the Chronomancer support meta was, I think it was way more than 3 seasons. I played only support Tempest, and I was actually quite good at it. And in this time it was actually not that typical to play support Tempest, it was more Core Guardian. But I still feel support Tempest is so much fun, especially in ranked. You have so much, not only support, you have also the CC ability. I think that's what support guard, for example, actually lacks. You have the static field, you have the unstable ground, or what it's called, the Earth 4. You have emobs, you have really good tools to not only, you know, support your allies, but also CC the enemies so that you can set up a burst combo or something for your teammates. I really enjoyed it. It's a really good playstyle, especially for ranked, because if you don't get focused, or if you can survive the focus that you normally would get as a support elementalist, it's a really fun and really good build actually. Let's see if we can get a match today where I can show you and prove to you that this is actually the case now. I think I will never beat my time in this race. Currently I'm just doing it to, you know, get the time while I'm, would say, waiting for the match without any, you know, thing that I can do really. And also want to complete the weekly achievement of Halloween. Because I'm a bit of a completionist, and I really would like to have the skins that you only can get by doing this achievement. Half is almost done, 1/3. It's really fast, just do this race a few times and you have it. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, I would say Chronomancer and Tempest are by far the best supporters currently. You could play Firebrand actually is also viable, Core Guard is viable. And if you're really experimental, you could go for Druid or Warrior. But I would say they are definitely a level below the Chronomancer and Tempest for sure. At least in my opinion. I mean, the Warrior, I think it depends what you face. I wouldn't go for Warrior. I would also not really go for... I think Firebrand is actually quite hard to play for that what it offers. If you're not a really Firebrand enjoyer or really experienced Firebrand player, I would actually also not go for Firebrand. So here I decided we don't have any damage. That's why I, at least if that's the support, and that's a side note support as well. So I wanted to go to do some damage. Could also have gone, for example, for the power Necromancer, would also been fine here.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs. An enemy ship is pulling into the harbor. It's the Capricorn.
Oh no, it's not a support, it's a damage Tempest. Oh no, it's gonna be a rough one.
The bazaar is yours. You've lost the dock.
Face the consequences.
That's a tough one. I think we lost this team fight. I will now just go for the disengage. Maybe I can support my team. Because I thought for going for the decap, but our druid already went there.
Your enemy took the archway.
Would have been amazing burst if there was no shocking. It's a little bit sad.
The dock's been captured. They've taken the bazaar from you.
Fast as the wind. Still protect the barrel. Rising.
Got the choke, very good. Good, we got the kill, very good. Yeah, I think that's a really bad feeling if you're on a win streak and you know the matchmaking is gonna give you something that is unwinnable. I feel like that's one of the worst, let's say, feelings, because it's just not fair, you know. You want a match that is fair, yet you can win. Most of the time, you can't win those. But let's see, maybe you get a 8 win streak, you know.
I can't go on for long.
Be ready to give the signal and return fire once the cannons are loaded.
I actually got him, very good.
Cannons loaded. Ring the bell to signal them to fire.
Is this a Condi? I think that's a Condi build.
Blue team ring the bell. Fire all cannons.
Got it. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, nice job of beating Drase. I think it's probably one, if not the best player on EU currently. So, congrats on that. So, just flee into PvE then. I can understand that. Yeah, I think that's you. Most of the time, it's just, you know, you look into the you know, match and see who do you have in your team, and if you have really good players in your team like Drase, like Syndra or something, you still have a chance of losing the match because there might be some silver or even really low rated players there. So just don't expect to win the match for sure. So I had this twice or something this season already, that I had a really good team, at least I thought, and the last person was so bad that we just most of the time had a 3B, let's say 4B5 or something. That's a team fight I enjoy. Very nice.
Your enemy took the archway. The dock's been captured.
Yeah, the tournament tokens, oh, that's a long time ago. I mean, they have no value now, but it's at least no real value. Maybe some sentimental value, but nothing crazy. I feel like this season is especially hard, you know. Oftentimes you get matchmade into the match and you know it's over. And then the next thing is completely easy to win, you know. You could play any build, you will win this next match. So it feels really frustrating, you know. It's you against the matchmaker most of the time.
Ring the bell to signal them to fire. You've lost the dock.
Nice.
Red team, ring the bell. Fire all cannons.
This guy stopped his res. But I had no cooldowns, so they would actually have gotten the kill there. Or the res, rather.
The archway.
Yeah, I think they should reintroduce something like that. I think they should reintroduce some kind of just skin rewards, you know, something that is just cosmetic, like a title or something like that. No, maybe not a title. There are so many titles. Maybe something that is some prestige, you know, and just by playing, just having something that is not winning the monthly AT, because I think a lot of people just will never get into the reach of winning any monthly ATs. So I think they should just make some cool things for people that are not as good as it, the monthly AT winners, but still having some incentive to play ranked at least.
Your enemy took the archway. give the signal and return fire once the cannons are loaded.
Yeah, I think the problem was that it was way too overloaded, the system with the transmogs, and also that you had PvP only skins and stuff. It was really weird. I actually got quite some expensive skins just by playing at that time in the normal unlocks now in the wardrobe, but I would still say it was way too convoluted, the system at that time, you know, for casuals, and the game is actually for casuals, so it's what you have to keep in mind. I'm not sure if I can fight Catalyst. Yeah, it's too hard. I can't deal enough damage. Actually, it's insane. You lost the whole map.
They've taken the bazaar from you. Your enemy took the archway.
Yeah, I mean, I get why you would be, let's say, sad about that, but I also feel like it's a good thing, because I think it incentivizes people to go for something, and I think it's a cool resource to have, that you have to change some stuff up. I feel like, at least. I actually lost it. Wait, not that one. So them sliding, very nice, very good. I really enjoy it if I can help people, so thanks a lot. So where is it? Let me stop it, please. But always, if you have some feedback, some constructive criticism, I'm always open to hear that, so please let me know. I would always like to improve my videos or my content in general, so please don't hesitate. Especially regarding the build videos, I have a lot of, feedback from people, and sometimes it's not easy to, sometimes people say I should make the videos a little bit longer, give more gameplay, and then people just watch. Most of the people, you don't have the, analytics to this, but let's say, I would say only 20% or something watch the whole video. So I often feel like, okay, the people just tune in to get the build and then they stop watching. So I make the video shorter, because then they will most likely get more value from it. It's a little bit tough to please everyone, so please give me all your feedback that you have regarding this. So what do we have here now? Yeah, exactly. So my idea was to, at least for the builds that are really good and that are really, let's say, well received as a video, I try to make a build guide where I explain the build and have a little bit of gameplay, and then I will do a complete match of the build where I go over everything I do about the rotations, about the general idea of the build, and explain everything. And that would be the typical, idea that I would have. Maybe that would be a good thing. Yeah, I think I can't please everyone. I know that, so it's clear that some people just tune in, get the build, and that's it. I will never get those to watch the whole video, but I want to improve in a way that people are more likely to watch the video and get even more value from not copying only the build, but also getting something else,
You've got the temple.
Fast as the wind.
Your enemy has the gate. You've captured the altar.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Ice. Oh no, no! Please don't go for the res when I have 5%. That's not smart. Yeah, I totally see that it's not needed to please everyone, but I really try, to improve. And if there are people that give me some feedback, I always appreciate that, and I really hope that this helps not only me for my YouTube, but also in general that people get to know me as a good content creator, not someone who just makes build videos that are
Your enemy
mediocre.
has the gate. Your enemy has the temple now.
Sorry, I have to concentrate here, but this match is really close. And I don't want to lose it again. Why are there 4 people now here? Sad. I actually thought I could go for the port stomp. Now I die for that. Unlucky. So let me think. So I would say you have Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire. So you probably don't have access to spears then, because I think they are just you have to be having Chanthia Wilds. So that leaves. Let me think. Which PvP build is good? I mean, you could of course go for. No, Willbender is EOD. Let me think. That's actually an interesting setup. So I would say you could definitely go for Tempest if you like support. Support Tempest is really strong. You can play with Staff or Dagger Warhorn. Dagger Focus. That would be definitely a way to go. As Palancho said, you could of course go for Holosmith. It doesn't use Spear and it's a POF spec. But I think a lot of builds that are currently really good are using either EOD specs or Spear, or both of them even.
Your enemy has the gate.
He actually still hit me. It's so sad. Just try to die on point here. Okay, never mind. They have a Tornado Tempest. So what else can you play? I think you could go for some kind of Daredevil or Thief spec. I think Thief is playable definitely. Dead you can play some Daredevil. Druid is playable as a side note, of course. So there are actually some options. It's not that you have to have the newest expansions.
Your enemy sees the altar. You control the gate.
Thanks for the follow, Kara. So we lost bottom buff. I'm not sure if I should go in there. There are at least 3 people.
The enemy has all 3 points. Get them back.
I think that's a good matchup. Let's see. Good. Do they get the cliff? Do they have a cliff? I'm not sure. Let's see. Nope. Good. That's a really close match. I have to concentrate here to not throw it.
You control the gate. You Stillness has appeared. Your enemy has the temple now. Your enemy has the gate.
So my guys won actually a 1v3 on close. That's good. I like it.
The temple.
Really close match. So I have to make sure that we don't get decapped here. Because we win from one node. At this point we actually won anyways, but my decision was here to go close just to make sure that we have one node ticking. With this much points we will win the match just from one node. That's the idea here.
Your team is victorious.
So if you saw the last monthly AT, the EU one, it was really good. Would really recommend to watch the VOD or the YouTube video, the upcoming one from Teapot. It was a really good matches. I won't spoil you, but it's really interesting. The meta was nicely cooked from our contenders. It was really good. I would really recommend it. Maybe one day I will also get a RealNet partnership, and then I can also cast it to some extent. Be good, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So let's just try to make more good content for you, and then maybe one time. I'm really interested to see when the next big balance patch is happening. I think they did not say anything about it yet, but maybe we have some nice, big reworks. For example, I would really hope they would rework, for example, Viva in PvP. I think it's really bad. I really hope they rework it. And I also think, in general, the side node meta is not that existent. Currently you play Catalyst and you can play some Ranger spec and maybe some Warrior, but that's it. I think all the other specs are not good at side noding. I think that's a little bit sad. So to answer your question there with the legendary armor, the thing is, what is your goal? So I would say if you just want to have legendary armor and you don't care what thing you play, So if you say don't mind anything, I like PvP, I like world versus world, then you should go for the thing that is the fastest, just by the amount of time that you need. If you have it, so there are two amounts of time. So the first amount of time you can is the amount of time that you need to grind something, So if you can play 24 hours a day, you would get a really fast legendary armor, for example. I think the open world one is actually quite fast if you grind a lot. And if you want to have something that is rather easy, but you need some weeks, you know, so you have some time gate involved, I would say if you like raids, I would say raids are really good because you just do it, let's say 3 or 4 hours if you are slow per week, and you get the legendary armor after, I think, 10 weeks, not even. But if you want to put a lot of hours in and get it faster, then you have to do your other game modes. And I think the slowest one is by far the world versus world one, because you need the tickets and you need the precursors to, so you need a lot of time. But it's, you know, very easy to just play world versus world and you get it anyway. So if you are playing all game modes and you just want to go for the fastest, I would say probably the open world or the PvP one. They are faster, I would say. But both of them require quite a lot of grind. Yeah, especially with the current power creep, as Palancio says, the raid wings 1 to 4, even if you are not, you know, particularly skilled in PvE, they are really fun and most of the time quite easy as well. And they're actually, if you just do them, you will of course need a bit longer than if you would do all the raid wings, but it's actually still quite fast and it's a really fun, and it gives you gold as well. So I would say it's a win-win if you enjoy raids, that is, of course. If you are more like, let's say, the typical Guild Wars 2 player that just wants to play open world, or then I would say slowest but really easy way is world versus world. Just play world versus world, and after some huge amount of weeks you get world versus world armor. But I would say the most fun way, or at least the most special way, is definitely the raids. Especially because the armors that you get there have a really cool skin as well. So, Meissner, I really completely understand what you are trying to answer, what you want to hear. Maybe you can rephrase it a bit, but I don't understand what you want to know.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
So my rating is currently high, gold 3. Normally I'm plat 1. Yeah, I lost 6 matches or something in a row before this stream, so I'm lower than normal, but that's fine. At least some content for us here in gold. The problem is if I talk so much, I can't concentrate as good as I would normally do, play as well as I normally would. And the second thing that's also quite important is that I play so many builds right now. It's actually really hard for me to get really proficient at playing perfect on a build that I'm currently playing. I think that's, if I would really go for rating, most of the time you should stick with 1 or 2 builds. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow, Meissner.
The match starts soon.
Sorry, by the way, if I butcher your names. It's not so easy, you know.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs.
Yeah, I want to have some damage, you know. Our team doesn't have any big damage to support us. Harbinger, that is also not crazy amounts of damage. So I wanted to have some damage and you can see a Willbender is really good at dealing damage in a teamfight. I'm from Germany. Probably that's because my accent is that bad. So I'm sorry. Please kill this guy, yes. Nice, we get the rally. They have actually a lot of sustain. Where's the sustain coming from? Do they have 2 supports?
The dock's been captured.
Yeah, I mean, I try my best, so I heard different opinions on how good my English is, you know. Some people say it's good, some people say it's horrible. Especially other Germans say it's incredibly bad, so I'm not sure who to trust there. I try my best in any case.
Come here. The bazaar is yours. Be ready to give the signal and return fire once the cannons are loaded.
Protected.
Nice, got a kill. And you can see if I can connect, especially if someone is down and we get some possibility that they try to rest. Willbender is extremely strong. You have so much cleave potential.
Cannons loaded. Ring the bell to signal them to fire.
Please catch this guy.
They've taken the bazaar from you.
Not this one.
You've taken the archway.
Let them have bell. Yeah, very good. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Sim. Very appreciated, you know. Yeah, I try to be as helpful as I can, but I'm always appreciating feedback, like I said before. So please let me know if you have any comments, or even if you have any comments that you want to see as a PvP or whatever guide. Always appreciate it.
Blue team ring the bell. Fire all cannons.
Glory rising.
Holy shit, that was really close. That we actually almost got him. Nice, we got him.
You've taken the archway.
If I now leave, they will get the Tempest on respawn, but that's fine. If we can make it in time to our midpoint. Look at that damage, I almost get 2 people in the cleave here.
Yours.
So typically, if you play with low ping, typically classes that are not very vulnerable to instant kills or something, you know, So I wouldn't recommend Mesmer most of the time, or I also would not recommend to play Thieves. But let's say some bruisers are better. I think 200 ping is okay. It's not perfect, but you can definitely, if you know that you have that ping, it's definitely okay. So I would go for some bruiser side note build, maybe some ranger or some maybe some elementalist builds. They are somewhat fine with a higher ping, because you only have to be aware of one player and don't have to team fight. You don't have to dodge perfectly as a thief, for example. You would have to dodge perfectly, otherwise you are dead. So that's why I would go for something like that. Yeah, I think for competitive modes, I would say Spellbreaker is the best option. Definitely. I think all the other warrior specs are not as good.
The bazaar is yours.
For open world, you can play, of course, anything. I think the best that you can currently do for open world is probably Berserker. But I have made a build guide about it, but it's a little bit outdated because they nerfed the warrior spear, so spear is a little bit worse now, which is somewhat of a problem for this build. So I would still say Berserker is the best one, because you can get a lot of easy quickness access, which is of course really good in open world. So now I go far, because I know there are at least 3 people on respawn. If they didn't surrender yet, they will for sure come here.
Ring the bell. Fire all cannons.
So that are my opinions on warrior currently. But I have to be honest, I did not play warrior in the last few patches in competitive modes. There was of course the staff spellbreaker in PvP, but now it's somewhat gone. So there's that.
They've taken the bazaar from
Thanks for the follow, Heartfelt. Really appreciate it. Actually, no one came here. They all want to team fight. That's really interesting. So I guess we kill this guy. Okay. Just like always try to be sure that the rangers are down, because rangers can be so easily self-rest or rest in general.
You've lost the dock.
Now someone came, okay.
Cannons loaded. Ring the bell to signal them to fire. You've taken the archway. Red team, ring the bell. Fire all cannons. The dock's been captured. Your team is victorious.
Yeah, I mean 44%, 43% damage of the team. That's why you pick Willbender, you know. Yeah, I mean, so to get back to my language, so of course I'm a native German speaker, but I've learned English since I was 6 years old or something, and I've played Guild Wars now for, I don't know, 12 years? No, not 12 years, maybe 11 years. And in this time, I was always, you know, talking to people in English, listening to everything in English. So if you always talk in a different language, you get better at it, you know, and that's helping me out a lot. That's why it's, let's say, somewhat okay, my English skills. Tough choice. I would go for Skyhammer now. Just maybe we can get a Necromancer game. So Skyhammer is a really good map for kiting. It has a lot of no port spots, so that's why I really enjoy playing Necromancer there. You're a little bit safer there. You're less likely to get engaged on. But no, we are back on Legacy. Thanks for the follow, Tonic. Really appreciate it. I really don't understand why a lot of people now are playing Virtuoso. I saw a lot of people on NA playing Virtuoso as well. It's crazy. I think nothing really changed. So I think just because of the nerfs to all the other specs, a lot of people think Virtuoso is back. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I agree. It might be easy. It has so much invuln uptime and stuff, but I actually was a Mesmer main in PvP a long time, and I really dislike Virtuoso. I think it's so, let's say, it doesn't fit to Mesmer, you know, that you have cast times on your shatters. That feels so bad. I really dislike it. So maybe and I also dislike to play against something that is so inherently tanky just by having so much invuln uptime. I really dislike that as well. Yeah, but maybe it's just me. I don't know. Is this the power Necromancer? I'm a little bit confused. Holy shit.
You've captured the quarry. You lost the graveyard. You've lost the quarry.
Please kill him, please. No. Yeah, I agree. It's in ranked, especially it's a build that is definitely strong because it has so much burst potential by still having the high invuln uptime. But I still don't like it. I can understand if it's good, but I don't like it to play, you know.
You've lost the quarry.
Trying to step back and see the view from above. 'Cause I know that nothing lasts forever.
You've taken the graveyard.
So I'm now trying to go for the decap just because my team seems to be fine in mid. That's not a matchup I can take.
Your base is under attack. Your base is under attack.
Nice, we got the kill here. So I'm playing a little bit like a thief here, just because I feel like I can get value from playing like this. Maybe it was the wrong decision. We will see.
You lost the waterfall.
Still standing. Barely. Anyone? Help!
Please go on this guy. Nice. It's a little bit of a risky beat here. Okay, especially when we...
The waterfall is yours. You lost the graveyard. You've lost the quarry.
You see, that's what I mean. Twice I now got the nice engage, but they have twice they have the in one up. That's just not cool. But okay. Maybe my team can get the counter kill here. Yes, looks good. It's such a close match. We are 7 minutes almost in, and it's almost to the point even. Hope you enjoyed. Give me a target, please. Target, please. Nice, we got a kill. Yeah, it's a crazy game, but it's. I hope you have as much fun to watch as I have fun to play it, because it's actually really good. I don't want to push into the druid because they are at least. Oh no. And then it's also changing the target. So if I misplayed that actually. Ah, so sad.
The waterfall is yours.
Sharp blade, sharp mind.
I think I have to go for the team fight, even though I would really like to get decap here. And he's invuln again. It's insane. It doesn't really.
You lost the graveyard.
I'm a little bit speechless. I don't know.
The waterfall is yours.
Protected.
Please kill. Oh my god. Not winnable, sadly. I played really bad. Would I have been from the start focused, would have been way better. But we have no damage in our team, it's the problem. It's just me against at least one support, a second support. It's a little bit tough. Yeah, it's really fun to play, but you're also really squishy, so if you get focused all the time, or if you can't deal with all the damage that is coming in, then the fun ends really fast. Yeah, thanks for being here.
The quarry.
Hope to see you next time as well. So currently in so tanky specs, I would say, are definitely some druid, and I would also, to some extent, if you play it correctly at least, I would also think that, for example, Dagger Catalyst is actually quite tanky. Has so much heals, so much protection, and DH, yeah, for sure, Bunker DH is definitely really good. But Of course, if you play Bunker DH, that's actually really, really tanky. You don't deal any damage anymore. So you have to like this playstyle. If you feel like that's way too boring, then probably not. If you want to play something that is tanky but still can deal damage, then Bunker DH is not the way to go. I think that's for the most part. I would also say if you play support Chronomancer, it's actually quite tanky as well. It has quite a lot of in-one uptime, evade frames, but the thing is, it got nerfed recently, and I would say that's a little bit less good now. I think that's it. A lot of other specs that you would normally play are in ranked not that good. If you play competitive, you can play some really nasty compositions with 2 supports or something, 1.5 supports. But in ranked, I would not recommend to go for just some support to be tanky to just... That's why I would go for those. Thanks for the follow. Nice. And of course, don't forget, I think Condition Herald with Spear is actually also quite tanky. You play the Tyrant Amulet. It's actually a hybrid build that is still doing really good against power damage because it has toughness. And that's why I would say if you play it correctly at least, it's also quite tanky. But I have the feeling in really competitive, ATs and 5v5s, the meta is rather slow. But if you go in ranked, you have all the time will benders, you have really squishy builds, permanent. You get bursted by left and right, all the skills that are incoming. So I would say, at least for me in ranked currently, the meta doesn't feel slow. And I would say not a lot of specs actually are tanky enough to make the meta feel slow. So if you want to have a really slow playstyle, I'm not sure if you will find it in current ranked. Maybe we can get a match of the Condition Herald in as well. Yeah, but you in general, I would always recommend people that are, let's say, not, let's say, limited to one spec or something. You should try what you feel like is fun to play, and that's the most important part. That you have fun with your spec and not play the stuff that is supposedly the best stuff or the most tankiest. Yeah, I think Engineer, the only really good... I mean, you could play Scrapper. Scrapper is good. It's also very bursty. Or you could go for some Holosmith. Holosmith, if you play it correctly, is really good. Static Discharge. But I would say you have to learn it a bit. It's not something that just plays itself. Yeah, I think Condition Reaper last season or the season before that was really good. Now it fall off a bit because there's so much power damage and oftentimes you get killed before you can apply any counter pressure with your conditions. But it's still a really fun spec. I'm not sure if it's currently really good, but it's definitely a good build in general. Yeah, I totally agree. If you play a build that is not good, it's also not fun. But I just want to say that you shouldn't play a build because someone's told you it's a really, really good build and then you don't have any fun with it. You should find a nice middle ground there. So I would say actually most of the time I don't really use websites like MetaBattle or GuildGen. I more like a player. I like to watch, for example, other players play that are really good. For example, I really like to watch Grimcheck on Twitch, or I like to play watch monthly ATs and see what people play there, and then I make let's say build videos about it and tell people what is currently good, what people playing, and also of course try some of my own stuff, what is currently working really good. And that, I think if you just do build guides about videos or builds that are on websites, that's not that special. A lot of people just can look them up themselves, so it's not crazy. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely a cool idea, but I have to be honest, it would be even cooler if I could, for example, get some people that are participated in this AT or in a previous one and can give their opinion on the build, on the composition and stuff. I think that would be really cool to get some kind of interview or something like that. So let's see. But I, of course, have to find someone that would be willing. I have to ask a little bit around what was. Yeah, the problem is, Dosmos, if you play some stealth and confusion playstyle, that's more like it's more world versus world like, In PvP, you want to cap points. You don't want to get stealthed all the time because then you lose the capture point. And most of the time in team fights, you don't really have value just by bursting one player with confusion because there might be a support that instantly cleanses it. So it's a little bit tough in PvP. In world versus world, this is actually I would not say meta build, but it's a really, really annoying build to face, and it's quite strong as well. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this was actually a build way back with Mirage, Power Block Mirage, Condition Mirage. You played like a thief. You had not that much stealth access, but you played like a roamer. You come to a +1 side node or something, and then you bursted them with a lot of confusion and a lot of vulnerability, and you had a lot of boon rip and interrupts, and you just tried to kill them. It was really good. But nowadays it's actually not. It's still annoying, but it's not that good anymore. Hi Caspi, welcome. I don't give tips to players that are way better than me. That's not how it works. Maybe you can give me some tips how to improve in PvP. But I would say what is most important in PvP, just in general, is to be aware of the situation. I think that's what a lot of people, especially in rank, don't get, and myself included to some extent, is that you have to be aware when to disengage, because a lot of people came here and you are outnumbered, or you just don't have the capability to fight this right now because your cooldowns are not there anymore. So that I would say is really important. I would say. Please not be mean to each other. I want to have a positive stream here. No really nasty words as well.
You've captured Lion. You've lost Dragon. Colosseum's artifacts are accruing power.
You see, that's a situation where I have definitely to play careful, just because I know there are a lot of people. I'm instantly engaged by 4 people here. If I played it way too aggressive, and I would say I actually played it still too aggressive, I die here in an instant.
Red team has obtained an artifact.
Protected.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
Oh, that's a tough question, Wildermann. Guild Wars 2 is a game where you, of course, can play one build for every game mode, but I would say most builds are not designed like that, you know. So you have builds that are really good currently, like this Condition Herald, and in World vs. World, I would say this is not that crazy good because you don't have that much sticking power and sustain that you would need for World vs. World roaming. So I would say that's really tough to give you an answer that is not played. Oh no. Oh, what's this? But I got the interrupt even though he port stomp. Not on my watch you get the montage. So yeah, I mean that's what I meant. If you play really passively because you know a lot of people are about to engage you, that's an awareness that you should have. That's, I think, the most important skill as a PvP player. In this situation I played it quite well, but in other situations I completely lost track of where the enemies are, and then I get overwhelmed so easily. So you should always think, okay, how can I get value from my, let's say, position, because I don't die or I get to deny the enemy damage dealer a lot of damage just because I'm on a no port spot, they can't get to me.
The artifacts have reached maximum power.
Nice, we got a counter kill.
Help! Here!
Red team has obtained
So,
an artifact.
to be honest, so Dosmos, I would say, if you want to roam on a Guardian, I would actually go for a Willbender. I think it's way better. It's just way better than any DH. A DH is just a slow Willbender, and most of the time you even have less damage. So there is actually... So if you don't want to play Willbender, I can understand that. But then I'm not sure if I would play some DH, to be honest, because I don't really like DH, and I think it's just a worse version than Willbender at the moment. So there I had a lot of confusions, I saw that, so I had to be a little bit careful to not get overwhelmed, because if you have 12 confusion stacks like I did, you will instantly die if you spam attacks, so you should be really careful there. And definitely a Lone Dark. A good other thing that you should be aware of is in PvP, but also in World vs. World, I would say that you can, if you don't have any skills and you've of cooldown to heal you, oftentimes it's worth it to just run away and hope to get out of combat. If you can do that, oftentimes that's actually a complete reset and you can go back into the fight with full health and full cooldowns. That's actually crazy good.
Your team is victorious.
And I agree, I should have knocked the Necro instead. Yeah, definitely. But it's actually quite easy, you know, to sit and make the decision afterwards. But nice catch there, I should definitely have done that. Let's see, hopefully I can get some rating back from the 6er losing streak that I had. And it feels so bad to lose one game after another after another. I mean, so I would say I play a lot of builds in PvP. That's what I enjoy currently. So Ice, what would you want to see more than Ref? So what's a build you would like to see in PvP currently? Maybe I can get a support match in. Yeah, which build would that be, Dosmos? Oh, I think that's a build of another time. I mean, so Condition Reaper with Doomfire. That feels like you are supposed to die in this match because that's just too weak in PvP. It's just too bad. I'm sorry. I think it's not possible. I can play a Condition Reaper, but I won't play with Doomfire. That's not really a choice you can make if you want to win and if you don't want to troll your team. So the problem is on if you play a Condition Reaper, you have of course Reaper as a trade line, and then you have two trade lines. And one trade line on a condition build as Necromancer is always Curses. If you don't play Curses, you are trolling just by itself, because Curses is so good, you know, because you have so much boon corruption, you have so much weakness application and stuff. So you should always go for Curses. So you have one trade line open. So, and there are two builds that, let's say, two trade lines that deliver a lot of value. One of them is Blood. Blood gives you some really nice lifesteal, some nice condition cleanse, just in general some nice defense. And if you don't go for Blood, the other option is of course Death Magic. Death Magic gives you even more, let's say, defense just by having the Carapace stacks, which give you toughness, condition damage, and even power damage to some extent. It's really crazy how much stats you get from that trade line, and you get a lot of condition cleanse as well. So if you don't use any of those trade lines and instead go for Soul Reaping, which Doomfire is in, you have Doomfire, yes, but you have no way of condition cleansing. You have not the defense of Death Magic. You don't have the lifesteal or the, let's say, survivability of Blood Magic. So you get a little bit more damage, maybe, but you lose the stats from Death Magic just to get the burning on the auto attack. You have to make... I'm not really sure how you would make that work. I really have to admit I don't see value in doing that. That's what in my head, you know, how I would think it. Let's say I might have forgotten something, but still the value of Soul Reaping to me is in PvP currently not that high. So that's more playable, I would say. So if you play some kind of condition berserker, you could definitely go with swords, at least offhand sword. Most of the time, if you would play some Berserker build, you know, some conditioned Berserker, there was actually, and it's still quite good, as a side noting build, a conditioned Berserker, you play longbow in the one hand, and the other weapon set you play mace sword, because the mace in the Berserk form applies a lot of conditions, is an interrupt, it implies confusion, so you can easily win the 1v1 or 1v2 even. But if you want to play two swords, you have to drop the mace, you get some mobility, but you lose a lot of your damage. I think it's playable, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not the craziest build, you know. But of course, go for it. I mean, it's PvP. It's not like there's anything, you know, on the line. You just play what you like, you know. Yes, I'm from Germany. You're right. Chill. Sorry that you have to listen to my terrible accent. So, who do we have? So, Adam, I think I'm against you. I think it would. I'm too bad at Condi Circa. I'm sorry, I can't play that. That would be just a throw. I'm sorry. Normally I would go for builds that you recommend, but it's not good enough. I'm really bad at it. Full Bunker Guardian. I mean, I can do one more match after that and I can play some Full Bunker Guardian. Don't expect too much, you know, your impact on your match can be really low just because you don't have any damage, you know, so. Yeah, I think Germans are in the majority in Guild Wars 2 Europe. Yeah, I mean, it's fun if you don't die, but I think a lot of builds can actually play something that is not dead the whole match, so yeah, there's that. Yeah, I've thought about, you know, someone was suggesting to play Condition Reaper with Doomfire, so I now play Condition Reaper without Doomfire and prove to them that that's way better. So that's for you, Dosmos.
Captured the quarry. You lost the waterfall.
Nice. Rest by Stern. Perfect.
You lost the graveyard.
Nice, we got actually a kill here.
The waterfall is yours.
Very nice.
You've taken the graveyard.
Yeah, Necromancer is always, if you get engaged on, you either have to kill them or you are dead most of the time. You have no disengage. You're just way too slow.
You've lost the quarry.
And we're flying so close to where we belong. And we're trying to go somewhere new.
You lost the waterfall.
This iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean.
You captured the quarry.
So I dodged actually the Suffer here, and I think that's probably a kill, if I can play it correctly here. Perfect. So now we have to be a bit careful that they don't get rally or res here. And then we can get a really good snowball here. Perfect, because they are actually two good players. So Chocolate and Adam. So we have to be really, really careful. So that's map. On this map, it's so easy to snowball. So if you get one really good team fight with some bleeds, you at least get 100 points. And now we have to be a bit careful because they do a regroup, and now we are here against 3 people. While my team is completely lost on the map.
Trying to step back and see the view from above. 'Cause I know that nothing lasts forever.
You lost the waterfall.
And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Got through the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you.
That's so good if you play against a good player. You just permanently stow your elite, and they will permanently dodge until they can't dodge anymore because they don't have any dodges. And then you kill them. If you can do that. If you can stay alive because you have a support.
The waterfall is yours. You've captured the quarry.
Thanks for the follow. I want some water. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the stream. But I think that what is probably my last match of the day. Thanks a lot all you guys for the support. Hope you had some fun with me. Tomorrow I will stream again. Be sure to be there. Will be fun. If you haven't already, check out my YouTube channel. Always try to make some helpful content.
Your team is
Thanks you all. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for the follow. Dasmus. See you next time. Thank you all. Have a nice evening.